Reaper, level 6 upgrade. And here's the main attraction for this upgrade, the FlySky FS-GT3c. Yes, this RC does need a new remote. And I figured why not go ahead and get something brand new and do something different besides Traxxas. So let's go ahead and get this sticker off and open this thing up and see what's inside. Alright, we just got a simple little pull tab. Pull that up. Slide that down. Alright, convenient finger holes. Okay, so far so good. Let me see here. Guessing this is all of the extra stuff. Ooh. Wow, I like the back of that grit. Of course we have the receiver, USB cable so I can plug it in. We have the CD, of course, for the software. Now I gotta cut that open. Okay, let's lay this thing down, pull the cardboard off, and there we have it. Reaper's new remote. Dang. Oh, I like the feel of this one. Oh, dude, I love the texture of this wheel. I absolutely love it. The power buttons on the wheel, of course, and wow, this thing is nice. We got that protective film I'm going to have to take off. Let me see here. LiPo battery is not in there. So let's see where it is. There it is. That was too convenient. Slide that into position, then close this up. Alright, this is cool. Will it power on? It will. Ooh, now I get to figure this thing out. Wow, that is responsive. Oh yeah. Well, before I do anything else, let's go ahead and get this installed and get this upgrade done with. So I went ahead and attached the receiver inside of the waterproof receiver box using double-sided tape. They didn't give me any, but that's okay because I had plenty of extra lying around. Now as you can see, the antenna really isn't that long, and when I attach the top of the receiver box, the antenna is going to have to come out this side and go over here, and this is where the antenna tube is installed. So the receiver really does have to go in this way. One small feature that I'm not going to have with this receiver that kind of sucks is that with original 2.4 gigahertz receiver, this LED lines up with this window, and this lets you know if the receiver is working all right. Now on this receiver, the LED is on the right side, so it's not going to match up with the window, but that's okay. I have no regrets buying this receiver. Now that I have all that installed, I'm missing one key element, the ESC. And there you have it, the Velineon VXL3S ESC. I ended up winning this off eBay for only 50 bucks. That's a huge bargain. And this thing is incredibly easy to install. All I have to do to install this is slide it into position and a screw goes in on each side. I'm also going to go ahead and plug in the motor. Now that that's taken care of, I can finally now reassemble the receiver box. Now in order to install this properly, I need to get the antenna from the receiver, feed it in through the bottom, get the cable coming off the servo, feed that through the top. This gets plugged in to channel 1, just like that. And now for the ESC, that once again goes through the top and gets plugged into channel 2. 1 to turn, 2 to burn. The top of the waterproof receiver box is held down with 2 screws, 1 on each side. Now that I went ahead and tucked in all the wires properly and it looks good, I'm going to install the wire tie down, which is held down with 2 screws. And I am done with the receiver box. So I went ahead and pulled the antenna over to this side, put it into the antenna tube, and it's all held down with a little grub screw. Now the antenna tube they did include, however I did have to trim that, but that was really easy because all I had to do was use scissors. They also include this binding plug. Now thankfully they already bound this receiver to the remote I have, so I don't have to deal with any of that. But if I get any receivers in the future, I am going to have to use this. They also include this little peg. This peg is used on the receiver to help you customize the failsafe, but I don't have to worry about that right now, or at least yet. Now is the time to go ahead and program the ESC. I went ahead and charged up the remote by plugging it into the computer using this mini USB. Now that it's fully charged, I'm going to go ahead and power it on. There we go, it's on channel 0. Next, I went ahead and I plugged in a battery into the ESC. I'm going to push and hold the ESC until the light turns red. Once it turns red, I'm going to let it go. Once it blinks once, hold the trigger down. Once it blinks twice, push it forward. And we are done. So now, let's go ahead and see if it works. Awesome. And now for the throttle. Whoa! Check it out. Awesome. And for the first time since I've had this RC, this thing is running under its own power. And finally, this upgrade is almost done. The last thing to do is go ahead and program a name into this. That might not be like a huge thing or something to include with this whole upgrade, but honestly, I think it's really freaking cool to have this feature. So I'm gonna go ahead and put RPR, Reaper, and we are done. For the first time ever, I am able to say that this RC is finally complete, up and running and everything. Now I can go ahead and start focusing on more upgrades. But for now, that was Reaper's level 6 upgrade.